Hey guys, welcome to today's 16 Galaxies video. Today we are taking a look at TMS 071, that being DC's Peacemaker. Now I got this from eBay. Luckily I only paid retail for it, as there was someone that listed one that they maybe they just didn't want anymore, I don't know. But luckily I only paid $450 plus the $10 postage. Which the postage was really cheap for some reason too. But either way, I'm really glad I picked this guy up. Now, last I checked, Pop Culture had sold out, which was the main problem. Icon listed him being restocked in the current batch, if you did see my video from a couple of days ago. But he is still listed as sold out, and I have not seen him actually hit the Pop Culture website since the pre-order page was taken down when he initially sold out. I believe Sergo Toys still had a couple left though, and they are sitting at, I want to say, I think it was the 440, 450 mark. I honestly can't remember the price off the top of my head. Anyway guys, let's get into it. Now this is a slipcover design box, so we're going to take a look at the slip cover and then I will show you the window box. Alrighty, so the slip cover itself has this really cool metallic silver. It says DC Peacemaker, 1/6 scale Peacemaker collectible figure, TMS 071. Then we get those silver metallic stars, and we can see the eagles there. We get an awesome comic style picture of Peacemaker. It says Hot Toys. When we spin it around, we are going to get that yellow writing which says Peacemaker, and on the other side we are going to get the continued image of the eagle, Peacemaker, and then on the back of it we get the logo there, very cool, Peacemaker. Then we get all our warnings and all of that stuff there. Now, the window box itself is also quite cool, in the sense that when you do lift it off, you get this rainbow and it says Peacemaker, and spinning it around, we get the eagle logo again. You can see the Hot Toys logo and the stars there. And there is also at the top of the box that kind of arrowy lightning bolt type of thing going on. And the back of the box actually has a blurb, which is really neat. They don't normally include the blurbs for many Hot Toys figures, so the fact they've done so here is pretty cool. I will just leave it panned down slowly in case you do want to pause the video to read the blurb there. So hopefully you will be able to read that. And then we have that rainbow with the flames continuing there. The back of the box is the same yellow writing as the top there that says Peacemaker. And I don't think there's anything on the bottom. Exactly the same as the top. Just says Peacemaker. Alrighty. With the box out of the way, let's get to our accessories. He does come with a total of 6 hands. Just move that forward. So all of the hands are done in a blue sculpted style glove. So you can see that it looks quite nice. It looks like it's crinkled. It's got the seams. Pretty much the standard detail that we're used to with Hot Toys and gloves, but nonetheless, it's always cool to see their handiwork. So the opposite side now. We also get these relax hands. These will be the hands that are on the figure when you first take it out of the box. I have swapped out the trigger hand and the gripping hand already. So you will see those when we bring the figure out. So again, you can see the seams on the gloves, which is really nice. We do get an axe. You can see there's some nice weathering to it, and it's got the eagles cut out of it, which is quite nice. There's some weathering to it as well, which is really, really cool. You get the sword. So again, in the same kind of style as the axe, there's some minor weathering applied to it. We have the eagle logo on the end of the hilt there, or towards the top of the hilt, I should say. We do get the eagle, so very, very nicely detailed. The head is articulated, so you can turn it if you wish. The detailing on the feathers is really quite cool. You can see the detailing and the mixture of colors on the tail feathers. And we get the feet, very nicely weathered. It's not a clean. The other really cool thing about this is you do get 2 sets of wings. So the wings just pull off, and there is a right or left lettering inside the wing, and so you just look at you do need to do it from that, and then you just peg them in, and now we have the eagle with a huge wingspan, and I really like this. I'm really hoping I'm going to have the room to pose him in front with the wingspan, because I really dig that. So yeah, a really, really cool accessory to have, and those yeah, the detailing on the feathers is really, really nice. And he is quite weighty as well, which is really cool. You get a swap out helmet piece. Now these are going to be fingerprint magnets. You can see from the couple of times I've handled it that the fingerprints are there. Should easily wipe off, and the helmet does just split apart when you're transferring it onto the figure. I will show that off a little later, but it just clips back together when you line the seams up. There's those little clips there. When you line those up, they get back together, so it's quite cool. You get a silencer. Now, this is the controversial thing about this figure. When you buy this figure, you cannot use this accessory. There's a spot in the figure's belt where you're supposed to put this. You cannot connect it to the gun, because when you buy the figure, the gun, and I'll show you this when I bring the figure out, the gun is actually secured into the holster. Now, if you're like me, and you've got a hairdryer, you can actually heat the side of the holster up, and then use I use medical scissors to cut the peg, and then you free the pistol. So this is the pistol that is in the holster. Now, there, like I said, there is a rubbery peg in the holster that sits through the trigger. So does the sword? No. But yeah, it essentially just sits through the peg, and it holds it in place so you can't pull the gun out. Cut it, voila. And then you can use the silencer, which is probably what Hot Toys originally intended, but for whatever reason, they made it, they were told to make it so the gun couldn't be removed. But luckily there were workarounds. And the gun itself isn't all that badly detailed. It's got the logos there, it's got some decent weathering, it's got some decent detailing on it. Other than that, it's just a white and silver gun. And I believe yep, and they even made the magazine working. Yes, quite unfortunate that they wanted it to remain in the holster, but like I said, if you do wish to modify the figure, you can get it out. And then we get the extra face sculpt, and then there is this magnetic tongue. That simply catches the inside of the sculpt there, and you can have him with the tongue out. We get a tool for moving the eyes. And we of course get this display stand, DC Peacemaker, and then we get piecing that, and you can see that there is a watermark of an eagle and the Peacemaker logo there, which is really nicely done. It's quite a nice display stand. Alrighty, let's get Peacemaker himself out here. Alrighty, so you can see that the helmet with the blue and yellow is just as metallic as the non-colored one. Now I do really like the sculpt. I think they did a really good job of capturing Cena's likeness with this. Like that is Cena. I'm so glad that they did give us the neutral look, because I don't think I would have bought the figure had it been its original design of just having the one face with the tongue out. I would much prefer this stern neutral look. Now there is a third-party unmasked sculpt floating around. I did contact Jefferson Tan in the group about it, and it was about, I think he said it was about $80 to $85. So I am picking up that sculpt, because I will probably use that third-party sculpt for this figure, because I would like to have an unmasked option. But what kind of annoyed me with this was when you're swapping this out, you can see that they could have easily given us this unmasked, but they chose not to. While obviously you've got the seam for swapping out the face plates, and I think the seam is what kind of breaks the likeness just a little bit in terms of the sculpt. I think it just would have been nice there it goes. I think it would have been nice to have the unmasked option. So yeah, there's the extra expression there. As I said, you don't have to have the tongue out if you don't want the tongue out. Like, that's fine. Like, even that's a good Cena likeness. I know a lot of people didn't really like the tongue, but as I said, it's an option. It's there. Use it if you want to use it. Don't if you're not going to. As I said, I personally won't, but it's just one of those things. And again, swapping it out is as simple as just splitting that seam at the back. And there is that that little plug there for the back piece to slot into. And then it's just a matter of lining that up. And lining that up. But yeah, I feel like this stern expression is a really, really good likeness of Cena. And I'm hoping that the third-party sculpt final production is as good as what they showed. So moving on, we do get the metallic bits of the shoulder. We do get the metallic pieces on the shoulder. You can probably futz around with the shirt to make it a bit more even. I haven't really played around with him other than the modification, so it's one of those things. We get the logo on the chest there. You can see that it is quite a tight fitting outfit costume. And we have the seamless rubber arms. So there's those pieces on the belt. And as I said, If you don't do the gun modification, the only place you can put the silencer is in the side of the belt there. I think you can push it right down. Yeah, it sits in there. And as said, there's that blue clip, and what you want to do is you eye cut it there, and then you just want to kind of cut it some more to completely remove it if you wish. As said, it is technically breaking the figure because the pistol itself is supposed to remain in the holster, and being because the plastic does harden up after plastic does harden up after use, it is quite hard to get the pistol back in there, but it is what it is. But this is the culprit. This little blue peg sits in between the trigger. So yeah, it just sits across the trigger in the holster, which stops you from being able to remove it. As I said, if you want to do the modification, do the modification. If you don't, your pistol is stuck in the holster. I don't know anyone that hasn't done the modification yet, so I suppose it's going to be one of those things, but I think the entire community does. So there's, like I said, there's your trigger hand. So if you don't do the modification, its only use is to sit on the holster, bent as if he's going to draw it, and then you have the gripping hand here for holding the sword and the axe. There is no second gripping hand. I thought there may have been, but you know, so you can't have him hold the sword and the axe at the same time, which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's only a very minor issue because a lot of us are going to have him holding the gun anyway. Oops. So you can see the khaki pants. There's some very nice stitching on those, and then we have the boots with some very nice detailing as well. So it's not really a lot to see in the side profiles, but we will very quickly go over it anyway. So you can see that the seam of the helmet's hidden quite well. So again, there's those rubber arms. The other thing is when swapping out the hands, I did notice that it is a bit hard to get. You probably really want to press the peg in there, otherwise you do get that little bit of a gap like I've got here. I did find that it was quite hard to get the seam to disappear unless you have it like so, and it just looks really weird to have it that straight, but again, it is what it is. I'll just move the arm out of the way a bit so we can see the belt. So again, the stuff on the belt's very nicely detailed, and you can probably slide the silencer down a bit more than that. I'm just being mindful not to break it. It is what it is. And then it is also a lot easier to do using two hands, not one. As far as I know, the items in the belt aren't removable. I don't think. Yeah, no, they're stuck in there pretty well. I wouldn't try to remove those. So again, you can see the back of the helmet, just how reflective it is. You can see the metallic pieces on the shoulder. This is the back of the belt, back of the boots. And then of course this side is going to be the same as the other side, with the exception of the holster. And as I said, there you can see that little bit that I broke off. That's where you want to do your modification. As I said, I managed to do it with just a hairdryer, and then I got some really small scissors and just cut the peg when it was soft enough to be able to be cut, and it was pretty good to go there. So overall, I think he's a really nice figure, and he's going to go well with my Suicide Squad, well, with the members of the Suicide Squad that we have, that being Deadshot, Harley Quinn. I haven't actually got the King Shark statue yet, or the Power Pose. I really wanted to get it with the 20% off, but with the batch coming in, I think I'm just going to hold off. I don't think it'll sell out that much, but we'll see. Otherwise, maybe if they do another Suicide Squad movie, we might get a proper King Shark figure done in the style of the Hulk or something, where you can actually move him. But yeah, he's going to go off Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot. Which will be fine. My main concern would be the rubber arms, as with any figure. If you bend them too much, they might split. I don't know. I think I'm just going to have him holding the pistol and probably the sword with the eagle on the display stand in front of him. I think not giving us the unmasked sculpt was probably a miss on their part, but I understand why they did it, because I think if they'd done that, I think the price of the figure would have skyrocketed, and who knows, I would imagine Cena's likeness wouldn't be that cheap, I suppose. And they probably didn't want to have issues like they encountered with the Drax figure for a while, where WWE didn't want the likeness being used, etc. But who knows. But anyway, guys, this has been a look at TMS 071 Peacemaker. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We will be taking a look at the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange probably tomorrow. He has actually just come in to pop culture. It's just I got mine from Amazon, so I was able to get him that little bit quicker. But he is a phenomenal figure, and you definitely won't be disappointed for that one. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thank you again for watching.